What's up guys, Tommy Bowyer here from Movie Rewind, and today we will be reviewing Hobbs and Shaw. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in terms of character development, this film doesn't really have a lot of development done on the main characters. I mean, in terms of Hobbs, it's about his family, and in terms of Shaw, it's about his family. So I suppose the family and friendship is kind of the two main themes of the film. They're done okay. I mean, I don't think a lot of development is done on the characters. I feel they're kind of fleshed out a lot more than in the previous films they've been in. So there is that to it. However, there's not a lot of development done, and I feel in a few bits, especially with Hobbs' family, I feel like there could have been more attention paid to his side, and as with Shaw, I think there could have just been more attention done to the development of both main characters. So I'm going to give character development a 5 out of 10 because, to be honest, it could have been significantly improved. As for the performances, I do think that Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham do a good job. They do share good on-screen chemistry in that kind of rivalry and kind of friendship. And I kind of found that interesting. They do share good chemistry. As for the other actors and actresses involved, they do good performances, not going to lie. Idris Elba, like the majority of films he's in, does give a good performance. And apparently, looking into this film, he really enjoyed the role. He is just that kind of generic bad guy who's got like superpowers. However, I do like Idris Elba and he does give a good performance in this. So I'm going to give performances a 6 out of 10 because they're not bad. There's no Oscar winning performances. However, they're not bad. So the effects are probably the one thing that I can't really fault about this film. All the effects are pretty good. I love all the action scenes. I think they're amazing. And I like that there's a good blend of both CGI and practical effects. I mean, I do prefer practical effects. However, when it is blended well with CGI, then I enjoy it. So I can't fault the effects. Effects get a 9 out of 10 because, come on, if any of the Fast and Furious films have taught us, while the story might be lacking, at least the effects are good. Now, as for the story and writing, this is probably the weakest element of this film. Now, going into it, I kind of knew that it weren't going to have a good story, just looking at the previous Fast and Furious films. And yeah, the story is not great. It's kind of been done before. It's kind of someone wants someone dead, so they have to protect them, and then they're all wanted and have to go on the run, and then they find an organisation which they're trying to commit mass genocide in order to make the strongest members of the human race live on. So all those things have been done in different films. This film just kind of blends them all together, and quite frankly, I feel like they didn't put a lot of effort into the story. I think they were more concerned about the effects and the action scenes rather than the story. So I'm going to give the storyline a 3 out of 10 because, quite frankly, while it was a fun film, the storyline was pretty terrible. Now, for this film's special recognition, I've picked the level of comedy in this film. Now, probably the thing which kept me invested in this film, apart from the action scenes, was the comedy. Because the comedy was spot on. There's a lot of comedy in this, probably more than the previous Fast and Furious films. And I don't mind that. Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham have a brilliant chemistry, and their rivalry kind of makes the film because there's so many funny moments in this. I'm surprised how much the audience actually laughed because I weren't expecting that, and a couple of moments made me laugh, so I was not expecting that. So for the comedy, the special recognition is going to get a 7 out of 10 because, quite frankly, even if the storyline was bad, the comedy kept me invested in the film. So in conclusion, Hobbs and Shaw lacks a decent storyline. However, it makes up for it with the effects and also the brilliant and funny chemistry between Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. And that is why Hobbs and Shaw gets a well-deserved 30 out of 50, which gives it a grade 3 ranking. Honestly, I enjoyed this film. I feel guilty that I enjoyed this film because the storyline is not very good. However, what can I say? It was an enjoyable film and it made me laugh. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed my Hobbs and Shaw movie review. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future. And I will see you in another one. See ya!